Have you ever looked at a flower and thought about how it creates seeds, fruits, or even more flowers? Well, that's all thanks to a process known as pollination. But what exactly is pollination? Pollination is a fascinating process where pollen from one flower travels to another flower to help make seeds that eventually grow into new plants. One of the most common pollinators you'll see buzzing around is the bee. Bees are great helpers when it comes to pollinating flowers because they have fuzzy bodies that easily pick up pollen, and they're strong flyers that can travel long distances from flower to flower. Here's how the process starts off. First, the bee needs to choose which flower it wants to go to. But how will it choose? Flowers use many different ways to attract bees. They often have bright colors, sweet scents, and large open petals that give bees a place to land. But how do these flowers know when a pollinator is nearby? Flowers can sense the vibrations from a bee's wings and respond by increasing the sugar concentration in their nectar, making it even more tempting for the bee. Now that the bee has chosen its flower, it begins collecting the nectar. As it's feeding, it brushes against the pollen, which is made from the anthers. The anthers are the male part of the plant that makes the pollen. After getting covered in pollen, the bee is ready to move on to the next flower. The pollen on its body lands on the stigma, the female part, to fertilize the plant. Fertilizing starts the process that leads to seeds as well as fruit. As soon as the pollen makes contact with the stigma, a pollen tube emerges and travels down a structure called a style. The tube eventually reaches the ovary at the bottom of the flower, where it can then join with the flower's egg known as the ovule. This is where seeds begin to form. Fruits develop from the maturation of ovaries and other tissues which contain the seeds. Fruits are an attractive food for various animals and serves as a useful way to disperse the plant's seeds. After eating the fruit, animals expel waste that contains seeds. This way, seeds can grow in places far from the parent plants and can start growing in environments that may have better growing conditions. After dispersal, the seeds germinate into tiny plants, and so the cycle continues. Thanks to bees and as well as other pollinators, flowers can make seeds that lead to new growth. So the next time you see a bee buzzing by, you'll know just how important it is for helping plants and our world thrive. Thank you for watching the pollination and fertilization process. Be sure to scan the QR codes for the worksheets to test your learning and watch the next video on the domino effect. See you next time!